So Hallmark goes Broadway. Welcome et bienvenue. Welcome to cabaret, oh cabaret.
And then she goes and spoils it all by singing something stupid like, I love you.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Hit or Miss Hallmark Movie Reviews. I'm Daniela.
And I'm John. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And click the little bell to get notifications every time we upload a new video.
We try to upload once or twice a week, so please keep coming back.
So, yeah, I was really intrigued by this one when I saw the commercials for it because, you know, yet again, I think we say this quite often, but this was looking like a bit different for Hallmark, right?
Yeah, it felt interesting. The promos led me to believe that they were kind of like nightclubbers or something, and
yeah,
you know, it ended up
like
being
lounge acts or something, you know,
pretty much.
like, and I mean, they weren't too far off.
Today we are reviewing Just One Kiss.
Just One Kiss. So what's this one about?
Mia, played by Krysta Rodriguez, is a college literature professor who is a single mom going through a divorce. When she meets Bachelor Tony, played by Santino Fontana, a popular headliner in a Manhattan supper club.
Mia also comes to realize that they are now neighbors since she's moved into her own apartment with her daughter. What follows is accidental run-in after run-in, but maybe it isn't so accidental and some matchmaking magic is behind it all.
Well, we hope so.
So what did we think about this?
I mean, I really liked this movie.
I really liked it too. So I have secretly been hoping and praying that Hallmark and Broadway would cross paths, and they got close here. It wasn't full-blown musical.
No, but it was as close to a musical as
they're
they've
veering
ever got.
in that direction, which I loved. So I absolutely, first and foremost, loved all the musical numbers. And it wasn't even like there weren't that many, but the ones that were there were perfect.
It was appropriate, and you know, obviously he's a great singer. I liked that it was, you know, it's kind of standard to do Sinatra, and
Yeah.
I think there was at least
He's got a
three.
great voice. It's very like buttery and smooth. So I also really like that New York it almost seemed like New York City itself was kind of like a character in the movie. Like they had fantastic shots of the Brooklyn Bridge and the like jazz club.
Yeah, and,
I loved that.
And they really gave it like a look to it. I mean, I know New York always gets sort of the blue treatment, so it looks like, you know, NYPD Blue or something.
But it looks
but
nice.
it just, yeah, but it almost looked like a dreamscape or like a memory in some of the shots.
Yeah. I also felt like it was kind of like a throwback to classical film noir movies, classical musicals, and in fact, there's a scene where Tony has a reoccurring dream, and it's all filmed in this kind of black and white old movie style.
Yeah,
and
I really
loved
like that.
Yeah.
I will say right off the bat that the title's a little misleading because, God, there was not just one kiss in this movie.
And, yeah, which was really different for Hallmark,
There
right?
was a lot.
There were a
actually.
lot,
I'm pretty sure out of the movies that we've seen this year, this was the most kissing we've seen.
And I'm here for that. I really loved that.
No, exactly, and that
was a welcome change.
And that was after two almost kisses as well. So
Yes.
they really built it up, and then when they finally connected, it was
It was great. I loved it. So let's talk a little bit about performances. So here we have two brand new Hallmark movie actors. I had never seen them in anything before.
Not that I've seen.
I get a little bit excited when there's two new actors. I'm open to that. I know some people aren't and they like to see the familiars, and I get that too. I get excited if I see Tyler Hynes or Andrew Walker, Bethany
but
Joy Lenz.
we need some new blood.
We need some new blood, and these two were great. Now the standout for me was Santino, for sure. I just, like the charisma, the charm, I fell for it hardcore.
Yeah, he was extremely charismatic and
Very likable, even though in the beginning he kind of comes off as this player.
yeah, I think
There's
it was
this
just,
sweetness to him regardless of
It
that,
was part
right?
of his sort of like Rat Pack attitude
Frank
that he took
Sinatra,
on.
Sammy Davis Jr.
But they do
like-
mention very early in the movie that, you know, he's kind of putting on the show because he's still hurt from his last relationship
Yes.
with this Katie girl.
Yes. He also has cute, boyish looks, which I don't normally gravitate to at all. but
I mean, it definitely works in the world.
it works in that.
And he's even got the Cavador
Yes,
ears
like he's
kind of
kinda
sticking out
cute
of time.
and
He's like
adorable.
dorky looking, but yeah.
But you're a sucker, and you start to feel like, oh, this guy can almost be sexy because of the performance and his voice.
It's funny how much a buttery smooth voice lends to
Yeah.
you being sexy. I mean, you can really you can be an ugly dude. With
I
a
mean,
good
I
voice.
got it. I was like, I fell for it. It was great. I loved to see. I got excited every time he was about to like approach the microphone and sing something.
Me
which
too.
says something.
And you know what? Halfway through the movie, I was like, oh my god, they've done so much Sinatra already. I want them to sing Something Stupid, which is my favorite Sinatra song. And then they close with it. I was like, oh my god, this movie knows me.
So Krysta, she definitely grew on me. Initially, I was slightly, a little bit put off, only because she seemed like kind of rough around the edges, this kind of rough and tough, college professor that had a bit of a chip on her shoulder anytime she would talk about romance in literature. So I was just like, okay, here we go again. She's already bitter.
It's kind of a funny standpoint for her to start because she was a romance literature professor, but she is going through a divorce.
She's going through a divorce, very hard divorce, single mom, needs to move out.
So she's very jaded. And, her first couple meets with Tony are, she's pretty rude to him, actually.
Yeah. So at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about this new Hallmark leading lady, but
you were kind of like, I don't know if I like her, and I was like, give it time.
And then she definitely grows on you. Her character grows on you, and as soon as they start to bond and develop more of a romantic relationship, you just want to see them succeed as a couple, I think.
Yeah, and I thought the chemistry was spot on.
Great chemistry.
They followed whatever script it was and took it to a new place, I feel, because I wasn't sure if the chemistry was going to be there. I thought maybe he was just the charismatic one, but they really landed it.
We should also mention that both of these actors are Broadway stars, which is very cool. So Krysta, she was in Spring Awakenings, In the Heights, A Chorus Line, Bye Bye Birdie, some huge Broadway shows.
I mean, yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
And Fontana actually has a Tony Award that he won from Tootsie?
Yes, from Tootsie.
And he was Prince Hans in Frozen, which I didn't realize. I was like, oh, I thought his voice sounded familiar.
He was also in Billy Elliot the Musical, The Importance of Being Earnest. Lots of Broadway cred for both of these actors, I mean, so that's great. I love that.
And I would love to see more musical movies like this. Actually, I hope they use Fontana again.
I really hope Hallmark brings him on, if he's interested in being like a consistent, reoccurring actor in the Hallmark world. I'm here for that. That would be fantastic. Yeah, and her too, but definitely he was the standout for me.
Yeah. Actually, he was the standout for me too. I mean, it's really hard. It's not like she didn't do a great job, but he was actually pretty outstanding.
Outstanding.
And and hearing his actual voice singing during the whole thing was great. And
his spoken voice was just as smooth as his singing voice.
Well,
like you can tell, like he needs to do some voiceover if he's not doing that already.
Oh, he definitely is.
Yeah.
I mean, that was Frozen, right?
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So I'm sure he's done animation and stuff like that.
Such a good voice.
And I'm a musician as well, so it spoke to me in a whole other way.
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to sing along.
Yeah, and I studied theater in school, so that really appealed to me. Like the crossover with Broadway, I really want to see more of that.
We definitely geeked out a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Theater nerds.
Also on performances, I'm gonna once again shout out Matty Finocchio. This guy is becoming one of my favorite Hallmark actors.
He's so great in every role that he takes on.
He's by far the best sideman character.
I was just gonna say.
But I'm yearning for him to get a lead role now. And
It's funny though, now I can't help but just see him as a side character. Like, yes, it would be interesting to see him in a lead role.
Well, I know he can hold it.
He can definitely hold it in terms of like acting chop.
That's my vote.
He's always great.
Get Matty on a lead role because
let's see him. Let's see him try and do it, and I'm sure he could definitely pull it off. He's a great actor. But we love him. Yeah. So let's see him more.
Matty.
Yeah. So let's get a little nitpicky. Not really much here, but there, while we were watching it,
we started to make notes about nitpicky.
We started to make notes about maybe some continuity issues because it was strange to have what appeared to be all these people who knew each other in a theater watching a movie and no one really sitting beside each other. The two mothers up in the corner and then their kids
that was
there.
Very confusing at first.
That was kind of strange. And then later, Tony's mother appears on the stoop outside of the apartment and Maya's mother comes out, and it's like, well, how would Tony's mom know to be there without a scene showing us that maybe they had talked before or something like that?
I felt like I missed something in the first 20 minutes where they had like become really good friends or something, and I didn't really understand it. And then, leading into halfway through the movie,
as we progress through, we kind of.
I turned to Danielle and I was like, are they dead? Are they ghosts?
Yes. So they are just magically appearing, and they are kind of pushing their kids to accidentally bump into each other and kind
leaving
of
the cheesecake flyers on their doorstep.
Yeah, that was cool.
I think it was a really interesting writing move. I mean, Hallmark hasn't really gone into,
it was
this is Sixth Sense territory.
Well, kind of, yeah. It was an interesting subplot.
Yeah,
so you have like the main romance plot about these two people getting to know each other, these two someone who's going through a divorce, a single parent, someone who's trying to make it as a musician and a lounge singer, kind of finding each other. And then on the side, you have like their mothers trying to make sure that their kids are happy and finding love. And I don't know, I thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, to add that they are no longer with them in their lives and they have passed away. That I thought that was actually quite sweet.
It kind of lent
cute.
It kind of lent to
touching.
the old soul feel of the movie. Like it kind of made sense, and you see them sitting in the back of the jazz club, and it just kind of had this dream feel to it.
Totally. Yeah, it did have like this dream quality to it. Actually, the whole
I'm on board with Hallmark doing surprise twists. I mean,
totally.
I did kind of foil that one halfway through the movie, but
even if it wasn't executed like perfectly,
I thought it was executed pretty well. I mean, they left a trail of crumbs for you. It's like, I mean, for us to even ask, are they not alive?
They could have appeared a bit more often and gave a little bit more of an indication that they weren't really there. Like, for instance, there was a scene where Maya was getting dressed to go to the lounge club, and her mother was sitting on the couch with her daughter, and the mother was kind of criticizing the outfits she was making, but it was almost like Maya was just ignoring her annoying mom, saying things, right?
That's when I realized.
More scenes like that, because we didn't really have a scene like that with Tony and his mom.
No,
we just
exactly.
Had it with Maya.
Well, yeah.
So I think that would have benefited.
But looking back, it really leads to the storyline of them not being around. It's like, so
them
not being in the movie for the mid part of the movie makes sense because they had already kind of laid the groundwork.
I guess so, but then it's almost like, well, then it's not really worth using that as some sort of narrative device.
If they had to put them in more scenes where they had to be ignored or not part of the scene. Just one more?
Just one more.
I mean, that scene you're talking about, that's when I figured out that they were ghosts, and I was like,
well, that's okay though. That's okay, because then it would have been interesting to see something similar with Tony and his mom. Maybe him getting ready to, maybe he's like practicing, like he's doing like vocal warm-ups or something like that. And she's kind of like in the background, like saying, oh, whatever, and he's like ignoring her. Like, I don't know, like a scenario where you could ignore someone.
I like that Tony's mom was like, oh, doesn't he have the best voice? And Maya's mom's kind of like, that's nice.
We should talk about who Maya's mom is, because she's a veteran Hollywood actress. Maya's mom is Ileana Douglas, a veteran Hollywood actress.
I just remembered where she's from.
Yeah?
Stir of Echoes.
Stir of Echoes.
Oh my God, I love
Cape
that movie.
Fear.
So she's a horror
What's the one
buff.
with Nicole Kidman? Die for You. She's been in a ton of stuff. She's in an episode of Frasier. She was in Picture Perfect with Jennifer Aniston.
Oh yeah.
She's in a bunch of movies. She's a veteran actress for sure. So it was very cool to see her in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, good cast all around.
Very good cast,
I think everybody had the two children were actually really good as well.
Yeah, very good.
I don't know their names, but no, they seemed age appropriate, and like the one kid's kind of going through a divorce.
Wanting her mother and father to get back together, but soon realizing that her mom is happier without the dad.
And she even says that to her mom, which is really well done, because it's a hard thing, and the kid is asking for, when are you guys getting back together? And the mom is steadfast, like, no, we're not getting back together. I don't love your dad like that anymore. Yeah. And I also like that the problems that they seem to have was because her ex-husband had a drinking problem. They're really kind of going into
Hallmark kind of bringing in more reality, real life, addiction.
Do we want
mental
reality
illness.
in Hallmark? I mean, I do.
I'm there for like the amount that they are giving us. I'm totally fine with.
Yeah. I mean, this was a real story, and it kind of shadows what maybe happened in the last 2 years with COVID. Things, families being torn apart because
people being stressed, people looking for things
Looking,
to
yeah.
deal with their problems, to cope with their problems. I don't think we need to be hit over the head with it.
No.
I don't think
we were in this movie either.
Yeah,
and
it
it's
doesn't
like,
need to be the focus.
They didn't
but-
even make the ex-husband character. They didn't make him out to be a villain, really. It's just
a bad
he
guy.
wanted to get back in the family, and he was kind of a dick to Tony.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny.
Yeah, it was kind of funny, but yeah. So did this hit or miss the Hallmark?
This hit my Hallmark pretty hard.
It hit my Hallmark for sure. I really enjoyed it. It was great and definitely worth the time and worth a watch.
Absolutely, recommend.
So check it out.
Recommend. Highly recommend.
Especially if you do like musicals and Broadway and New York City.
I can see that's turning off some
It's
people.
just painted with all of that stuff. So it's really, really nice. Really good one.
Yes, please Hallmark more musical
Yeah,
numbers. More.
love it.
Yeah, please.
So let's talk a little bit about the writer and the director. So there's 3 writers actually. There's David Reali.
Davide.
I don't know. Davide Reali, Diane Robin, and teleplay by Nina Weinman. So yeah, Nina has written quite a few Hallmark movies. Christmas in Tahoe, Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater.
I like that one.
Mrs. Miracle Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
That was cute. Yeah, so she's done quite a few. The director here is Jeff Beasley. So he's directed Snow Kissed, Christmas
yeah.
Wish, Love Strikes Twice. Lots of Hallmark movies for this director. So yeah, we got veterans here. Okay, so why don't we get to our Hallmark checklist?
Our report card?
Yeah, we like to do this for every review. Okay, so promotion or deadline? No.
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 Career-driven lead.
I'm gonna say no.
I mean, I'm
That really wasn't-
gonna say yes because Tony was very. I mean, his whole world was music, and he's a lounge singer.
Okay, let's split on that. We can split.
Oh, we're gonna split now.
Yeah. Big misunderstanding.
Definitely.
Yes.
A change of heart.
Yes.
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 I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find a Hallmark movie that doesn't have a change of heart somewhere.
Someone gets dumped, fired, or dies.
You said that the
Well, her
ex-husband technically.
ex-husband technically gets dumped.
Yeah, I mean, but I would say technically he got dumped before the movie, since she already had divorce
Okay,
papers.
then let's say no. Let's say no. I'm good with saying no.
Second romance subplot.
No, there was a subplot which we really enjoyed, which was the mothers.
Now, I will put a pin in that and say
Okay.
that it is a romance subplot because it's, a heavenly bond between 2 mothers trying to hook up love for...
Heavenly or heavily?
Heavenly.
Heavenly, okay, yeah.
Heavenly bond. But between 2 mothers and obviously... so
Okay,
yeah, I mean,
fine,
for me, that is a romance subplot because it's a cute little friendship.
I mean, that's nice. That is very nice. A proposal or wedding? No.
Negatory.
No.
Travel issues. No, I don't even think we left the block in
No,
Brooklyn.
this was
the entire
very
movie. This was
New
very
York
Brooklyn.
forward. Selling the house, business, or farm? No.
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 Big city to small town transition. I think we already
As
covered
we said,
that is.
no. This was New York City all the
New
way.
York,
Yeah.
New York. Oh, God.
I loved it. The almost kiss.
Yes.
Not 1, not 2, but 3 almost kisses.
And then like
And a bunch of
3
real
actual
kisses.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah, it was
that was
pretty
good.
And Mad Dash to the airport / Let's Go Get Her. No.
No.
I mean, he does run to
theater.
to the black and white film festival to
Yes.
go clear up the big misunderstanding. So I think this could be
I know, that's always tricky. I guess he does go get her.
he does go get her.
So let's say yes.
Let's say
do
yes.
Let's
Dang,
go get her.
I want this one to hit more.
Yeah. So that's it. Oh my gosh. We really liked this one. I hope you guys really liked it as well.
Yeah, I hope
but
you
let
agree
us
with
know. Did it hit or miss the Hallmark for you? Let us know in the comments. We always love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for the support.
Yeah, please keep coming back.
Yeah, a lot more Spring into Love coming up. A lot more reviews coming up. So stay tuned.
Well,
Thanks,
I guess
guys.
we'll see you back next episode.
Bye.
Bye.